Is Morgan good? Morgan's numbers are really impressive. It is unclear if her numbers are worth the amount of hoops you have to jump through to enable her. But in theory, she's a lot of stats, I think is the best way to put it. Ooh, punish for playing Shota here, I suppose. It's on top of my deck. Venom. I guess Uncle Ben would have punished me for playing Shota here as well. So between Uncle Ben and Bucky, I shouldn't have played here.
Impressive.
I mean, I guess I get to do this and mess these up. Oh, they have another bullseye though. Without the other bullseye, this would be an easy snap. But they have priority here too, so they could be like Modocking and bullseye me this turn. Oh gosh. Go mid. Perfect. And this game's kind of, you know, what I was talking about with Morgan's stat line is like, we just simply didn't have time to get her set up this game, right? My opponent's sleeping. Lady Deathstrike bails us out here. But she takes a lot of resources to get set up. The rest of our deck came together there, though. Does Morgan want you to play Magic? So I don't think Morgan's payoff is big enough to warrant playing for a 7th turn. I'm gonna make Squirrel Girl bigger. We did... Oh, well, that makes things complicated. We did learn that Morgan... We did learn that Morgan brings things back to your hand in the order they were destroyed. It's an interesting tidbit to be aware of. Valley of the Hand, on the other hand, returns them randomly, I believe. Does Morgan into Carmar touch do anything? It does not. I think I'm playing her though this turn, yeah. I understand why they snap now. How does this work? Oh, this would copy these back to my hand though, yeah? What if I do this, and then Morgan comes back here, and then I get some 1/4 potentially? It's not super useful though. I think I'm sitting on this because I haven't hit the 2x mode yet. Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say we've lost the center. Do you think they're also a death deck? Any plans to try Infinity Ultron today? So just for clarity's sake, the Infinity Ultron changes are not live yet. They were shared in advance so people would be aware of them coming who are competing in... I'm going to speak some cubes here. Who are competing in the Golden Gauntlet tournament this weekend. Yeah, they lowered the power. But the stone change hasn't happened yet. So we will definitely be playing Infinity Ultron once that's out. Alright, these locations were engineered in a lab for our opponent to win this game. That's okay. Why didn't Valley bring back our squirrels? Our squirrels were in our hands. Gosh, it's a damn... If Nico would have rolled 2x mode, we'd actually won that here, yeah? Would have been plus 15 over here. Hey, Canadian, thank you for the 15 months. I appreciate that. Mike Jansen, thank you for the 7. Good morning, good morning. They announced that all of Ultron's stones are becoming 2 energy, and some of them are not only going to 2 energy, but they're also getting a power increase on top of going to 2 energy. Turns out Jeff Hoagland's gut feelings on the power level of Marvel Snap cards frequently undefeated. I wish I would have saved the quote so I had it for easy reference, because day one with Infinite Ultron, I was definitely like, they could take one energy off all these stones and it still might not be enough. Turns out second dinner agrees might not be enough still. Oh, I have to do this, yeah. So I don't wanna lose these here. Was not the one I wanted to go left, gamers. Morgan seems like a Galacta with more effort. I will never cease to be amazed by gamers' desire to compare things that are in no way comparable. Like, the only things remotely relatable about Galacta and Morgan is there are 4 energy cards that have the text +3 in their box. I'm gonna continue spewing cubes just to see how games end here, but I assume we're cooked. We'll be like 13 versus 7 or 9, and we're gonna pull one of these into here. They have a 3-power kitty in hand. Okay, yeah, and they just didn't play for the right. So the hope is Spider-Man plus dragging one of these. You want to drag the 7, ideally. Lost that flip. Alright, is this kitty and we win?
Power must be controlled.
That's so unfortunate. Oh, get shagged. We need some tools for blowing stuff up. Continue setting this up over here. Take the Ghoulia going away. Gosh, can anyone else recall the last time we had new card releases in Marvel Snap where we didn't, like, fairly deterministically know how the cards were going to be the day after? It's a nice effect. This deck we're playing does not seem particularly good. We're gonna take an ad break and then probably do something else. So you're saying there's a chance?
Rest in peace.
Great power comes Impressive.
So they have a copied Kate. Or sorry, they have a copied Nico and then arrows, right? I have to pay face value for all of them, though. Does this ever win the game? This wins the game some amount of the time. Alright, if we lose here, we're gonna play a different deck. If we win here, we'll let it ride. Oh, they didn't play for Quantum Realm. Interesting. Alright, Shauna, fate's in your hands, girl. Do you want to play some more? Shauna says we're gonna play some more. Alright. Earned another go-round, Shauna. Morgan so far doing absolutely nothing here. That's the record. We've managed to win a couple of games and not just be in a total cube deficit, but so far Morgan not looking too useful. I'm not sure Merlin is a good Victoria hand card. I agree, Devi. Let there be squirrels, glorious squirrels. Infinity Ultron stones at 1 with Quinjet sounds a lot better. It is, yeah. So obviously Quinjet's discount is the same, but Quinjet discounting 3 energy stones is a 33% discount, whereas Quinjet discounting 2 energy stones is a 50% discount, which is a big difference. Gosh, I want to do this so bad. Morgan works with Collector. She does technically work with Collector, yeah. Looking for a 1-drop here. It's not the droid we were looking for. Unfortunately. Now, the thing to be aware with Morgan is that she returns the cards in the order that they were destroyed or discarded, in the event that you can't take them all. And Killmonger kills things in the order they were put on the board. Oh, I could have stopped this. Wow, I wasn't thinking they'd put just a demon here. I should have put Killmonger here. It's probably right to play Killmonger. Putting Killmonger in the center means that Morgan here gives me energy next turn, which is nice.
Rest in peace.
Killmonger letting my opponent know I have a copy of Death is a little annoying. I'm trying to not have priority going into next turn, ideally. Because not having priority means Lady Deathstrike could win the left for us, likely. Well, things just got a little weird. Opponent has 11 energy and 6 cards in hand. Our hand is a little squirrely. Hey, fine. We're here to spew cubes. Let's go. Yes! Imagine being a coward and playing Marvel Retreat in this instance. I have a massive, beautiful squirrel stampede. The squirrel apocalypse is upon us. Look at how happy she is to be leading it. Who runs the world? Squirrels. All right. Morgan's earned a few more destroy games when we get back. Let's take a pause for the cause. Let some adverts roll. I'm gonna hop on my bike. I'll play a little bit more with this. Then we're gonna be trying out lots of other things with Morgan and Merlin today. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. Deck confirmed. Absolutely nuts. If you're watching on YouTube, consider tapping the like button. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps the content reach some more people. Appreciate the folks who've done that already. All right. Time to pedal, gamers. I don't know how long we're gonna pedal for today. At least a little bit. A long set of squats last night. I'm a little bit sore. Oh. I don't think I have anything to change here so far. Seems fine. Seems fine. Will Morgan make my Squirreltron deck viable? Press X to doubt. This deck's been very good at making death free, though. We've got that going for us. I don't know how I feel about what Morgan's doing in here, but as far as making death free goes, we've been accomplishing that bit very successfully so far. Papa Nihil, chat. Lovely, lovely. Merlin pass variant is very good. I agree. I'm always excited when we see a decent season pass variant. Hey, thanks for the 3/4 of a year, pal. Really appreciate you dropping that prime off again. I think this June and July is going to be the summer of Snap, gamers. Like all the cards releasing this month seem awesome. The July lineup that Datamines dropped yesterday for look really solid as well. So something interesting to note from a revenue perspective is it looks like Datamines say the Super Season Pass, the extra $10 kicker that's currently just cosmetics, is gonna be getting a Series 4 card added to it next time. So we'll see how that works or not. That's what Datamines are not guaranteed. Card or card pack? No, card. Like there's gonna be an exclusive Series 4 card in the Super Season Pass. We're doing this before we get too clogged up over here. You mean exclusive as in can't get it normally? I mean exclusive the same way the current Season Pass Series 5 card is exclusive, in that you won't be able to get it for tokens during the season, and then the assumption would be that it turns into a regular Series 4 card in the seasonal Series 4 pack after that. With your weight loss journey in maintenance mode, do you see definition and muscle mass increases with your gym routine? I don't know that there's really a particularly efficient way to I don't know, maybe someone can tell me there is, but in my mind, I don't know that there's a really very efficient way to measure muscle mass gains, right? Do people like actually measure like the bulge of their muscles? Is that a thing? Seems weird. I will say my buddy and I follow a 3 to 4 day a week lifting routine that we stick to pretty consistently, and my numbers that I can bench, squat, and deadlift have gone up in that. So from that type of measuring, I feel like I've had success. People measure their biceps. People are strange. I think I want to eat the Killmonger to dig for death. What do we think? They have 2 arrows still. They do have 2 arrows still. I guess I could do this and then save the Killmonger for next turn. But I don't know that I love that. I kind of like saving the Lady Deathstrike, so that way if we rip Bucky Barnes, I can clear Bucky next turn. Yeah, they may pull the right this turn too, I think is a good take as well. Oh my goodness! That was an outcome I was not prepared for, but is truly stellar. I was not ready for that one, but I'm so pleased that it happened. Holy. Wow! Our opponent's a giver. Papa D Hill and I, we go way back, chat. What happened, I was looking like, we killmongered a hood and a rock, and they vipered us their Annihilus. Annie, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Do 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 do. I had something like that happen this morning. I accidentally once in futured by Merlin because of a killmonger. Yeah, that tracks. Ooh, they didn't play for the center at all. That feels like it doesn't bode well for me. Our lack of drawing death here. Death is literally the 12th card in our deck right now. Feels like that's not gonna end well for the home team. Hopefully one of these is an acid arrow. Oh my goodness. You've gotta be fucking shirting me. No. No! We win the right. Yes, we win the right. We win the right. Okay. I was gonna be a little upset if Venom got killed because Shauna made a squirrel girl. We did block the acid arrow at least, I suppose, but man, I was gonna be tilted if squirrel girl cost us. That was another sweet, fun win for this deck, but it was again one Morgan was notably absent for you. Rob Boville, thank you for the almost 2 years. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Did you replace Morgan with Mockingbird in this deck? Yeah, probably. I didn't start with a deck and cut Mockingbird from it. I like put a deck list together with things that made sense to me. But there's definitely been variations of Death Mockingbird that look similar to this in the past, yeah. Another win with no Morgan. It's technically correct. Okay, and then I think we want Ben to actually yank Sable out of Hala, because I assume they're like setting up a bounce path or something here, so relocating this could screw their sequencing. So what I'm hearing is Morgan is probably a pass. So what you're hearing is, and I know this is different than the last few cards that have released, so it's confusing for people. But Morgan's one of our first cards in a little while where there isn't only one thing to do with her. So she might not be useful here. That's what we're trying to figure out. God damn it, X23. But if she ends up not being useful here, there's other places where she might be. Because there's not just, oh, this is the only spot this card's going to go. Oh, and then unfortunately X-Mansion kind of dicked us to here, right? I can't even Morgan and get back all the cards I killed because X-Mansion added a card to my hand. Infinity Ultron is effectively a new card releasing tomorrow too, yeah? I shouldn't snap on one when my hand's good. Makes people leave and I don't get to play my sweet hands. For those that didn't see, Infinity Ultron, all of his stones are going to 2 cost, and his power is going back down to 6. In fact, his power is already back down to 6. Is a very, very big buff. And some of the stones are getting extra power on top of it. They're not just reducing their cost, they're also giving them more stats. So, it looks like he was underperforming just as much in practice as he seemed in theory on the back end. Yeah, one stone's going as high as a 2-5.
This just in.
How many cards are we going to draw? All of them. And Uncle Ben! A second Uncle Ben! Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
Rest in
Great power
peace.
comes.
Perfect.
Great power comes.
I want the throne.
Impressive. Rest.
So it looks like Mr. Negative with Shang-Chi here. Or as the kids like to call it, they're cooking. So I get rid of 1 point on their side, but gives me 14 on mine. We have priority here, so we get to murder a Mystique, which is nice. Yeah, I'm talking about Morgan in this deck. I don't even know that it's fair to say Morgan's been bad, so much as we just, like, have been consistently drawing Morgan on the very last turn of the game. I'm not gonna boomer snap them back, but I think we'll stay. We'll see. They drew what, 2 or 3 negative cards? They could get us here for sure. Hopefully Shag's enough to clean them out.
Must be controlled.
Oh, are we supposed to vet him before Shag? Yeah, absolutely. Now I get Shag to the left.
Power.
Cool. You ever boomer stab someone and then lose all 3 lanes? Opponent can add that one to their bucket list. And this, by the way, this game is a textbook example of why boomer snaps are strictly inoptimal. A boomer snap, for those not familiar with the jargon, refers to a snap where you are snapping at a spot where you are obviously ahead. Because the result of a boomer snap is either you are obviously ahead and your opponent leaves for 1 cube, or in a case like this, your opponent has a tech card and goes, sure buddy, I'm gonna take all of your money now. It's always negative, right? Like the upside is you get 1 cube because they left because you're obviously ahead, and the downside is you lose 4 cubes because they're getting to blow you out. Whereas like, you know, the middle ground is you don't snap, and your opponent who's probably beat goes, okay, it's only 1 more cube, I'm gonna stay, and maybe I get it and get lucky. And then they give you a 2nd cube. And it's just such a, from a pure like game theory perspective, it's such a 0 upside snap. Yeah, and like part of it too is probably the average Marvel snap player's not paying enough attention or caring enough or playing the game at a high enough level that I assume people play this way because they get paid out pretty often for playing poorly. Because it's just like poker. You can only be 1 level above your opponent. So if your opponent's just pushing button, Jesse and AI. They are a computer. They are a computer, and Triskelion is Triskelion. News at 11. I guess I'll take the Deadpool.
Taking aim.
I definitely need to change my underwear.
I was watching a buddy play, and he was boomer snapping every game, and his logic was, well, I'm winning. Yeah, that's a lot of people don't play Marvel Snap at a level higher than the snap button is a button I press when I'm winning the game. That's their entire line of thinking behind it, is the snap button is a tool you use. I'm winning, I'm currently winning, ergo I should press the button. Is the level of thinking in it. That is relatively common. What do we think of doing a crappy zoo impersonation here? We just like play Blue Marvel and then we like Shauna, Deadpool, and hopefully draw death next turn. Or you're bluffing and you didn't draw your card. So bluffing requires, and this is again why people don't understand why the snapping principle is bad. Bluffing in a game like Marvel Snap or poker or any other wagering game requires 2 things to be true for bluffing to be a worthwhile endeavor. Bluffing requires your opponent be playing the game at a high enough level to understand your bluff, and it requires your opponent to give a shit enough about what's being wagered to feel like they shouldn't take the risk, even if they understand what your bluff represents. And in Marvel Snap, both of those things are rarely true. A lot of the time, your opponent doesn't understand what's being wagered, and even when they do, they don't care enough about the cubes for it to be a worthwhile endeavor. Even in tournaments, right? Like, take the Golden Gauntlet, for example. Like, these are official tournaments that Second Dinner's running with a nominal amount of pricing, right? Someone being willing to back down from a bluff in the Golden Gauntlet almost entirely depends on, even if they understand what's being represented, how much they care about the pride of winning the tournament. Because first place in those tournaments, assuming you get first place or top 8 or whatever, like, the pricing is fairly nominal compared to the amount of time that you're putting into it, all things considered. So even there, it's a value ascription to not only the person's ability to understand the game, but also, like, how much do they truly care about the act of winning, as opposed to there not being, like, sufficient monetary gain associated with it, right? The only thing that matters is how much do I feel about the pride of winning specifically, as the large driver there. Is this it? Is this finally a Morgan game, Chip? Is this the one? This has got to be the one, yeah? This has got to be the one. Hey, Polycrastinator, thank you for the 21 months. It's a long time. Welcome back. Rugged, come on, hot for the 21 as well. What's your favorite pocket deck so far this set? I'm gonna be honest. We're playing a lot of Snap today, not just because Snap had a sweet new season, but I really just haven't been feeling. I really just have not been feeling the current pocket season. Although I also don't even know that that's necessarily the current season's fault. What's the word I'm searching for? The metagame in Pocket post... what's the word I'm searching for? Post Rare Candy has really felt like it's left a bit to be desired for me. We do this and let this merge over here, yeah?
I want the throne.
Rest in peace.
Great power.
We should fill mid so Spider-Man is guaranteed to pull Man-Thing left. Oh, that's a good thought, actually. Yeah, that would have been a good play. One of our community regulars described, what's the word I'm searching for? They described Rare Candy games as playing Tron mirrors, and it really hurt me how accurate that felt. Tron mirrors are a Magic the Gathering reference, which if you don't understand, good for you. You're happy. You're happier not knowing. I get Luke Caged here is the problem, yeah.
Great power comes
Well, Nico hitting her +2, I think, was our best possible. But I don't know that it's enough to win the game. I'll live for one more, but I assume we're cooked on the left. Yeah, for the non-Magic players, a Tron deck is basically a 3-card combo deck, and a lot of Pockets games come down to, did you draw your 3-card combo or not? Or did you draw your 3-card combo before your opponent drew their 3-card combo? This game was interesting. I think one of the callouts we had mid-game that I missed that would have 100% have changed the tide here is there was a callout about choosing to fill the center so I could have forced their man thing to the left with Uncle Ben's Spider-Man, and I think that would have likely won this game. If we would have pulled the man thing out, it would have given us the ability to compete for all 3 lanes, and then they would not have been able to diamond back the same path as Ajax. Then we would have won one of those 2, I think. It's a great catch by chat there.
Breaking news.
How's Morgan feeling so far? Kind of lackluster in this deck. We played her in a bounce bullseye deck yesterday. That was sweet though. So I'm gonna try her in some other things. We're gonna play this one until the next ad break, and I think we're gonna try some bullseye Morgan. Is my next plan. They're really awkward set of locations. On to the next. Have you tried any of the new S4 cards? Not yet. I've got a scratch deck loaded up for later today, but I'm with Agamotto and what's his name, Merlin, but I'm kind of assuming Scratch is going to need 1 or 2 of the other skill generators later this season to really have a shot. And Kale's definitely a sweet card, but she mostly just enables existing things. Something to keep in mind is that every Infinity Ultron deck is pretty likely to want to play Kale after his buff tomorrow in the OTA. Because Kale lets you play Infinity Ultron on turn 4 consistently. Nobody's nerfing Cerebro 2 gamers. The stats are plenty average. One could even say below average, honestly. Are the OTA patch notes out somewhere? Yeah, they posted them on the Discord yesterday. It's the Infinity Ultron sizable buff and then a bunch of nominal smaller buffs. I'm gonna do this, so that way if we top deck Venom or Carnage, we can copy it. I think is the plan. Carnage is the pig. Sure is. That was a test. Some of you passed. Talk me up on Kale. Activate feels like it's going to be bad. To get Ultron on 5, you have to have her on 2. Yeah, I mean, that's just how Psylocke works too, and she's a plenty playable card. So yes, your ramp cards are bad if you don't draw your ramp cards on curve. Other news, water, wet, grass screen. But Jeff, water isn't wet. Water makes things wet. Yeah, fuck you. Nobody likes you, gamer. Go away. I mean, this is a pretty silly last turn, yeah. Oh, and actually, I do this here, and then this'll put a squirrel over here once Ben swings in here, yeah. We're down an okay amount of points here, thanks to Morgan. Good to see her do some stuff here, which is nice. Her other destroyments didn't come together, and she did for us.
Great power comes.
We don't technically know where their cards are ending up at here because of the asteroid M's. Let there be squirrels.
Power must be controlled.
What a crippling case of Shag brain, thinking you could beat Morgan Le Fay. Morgan Le Fay laughs at your Shag, for your Shag has no power over the army of squirrels. No power over the army of squirrels. This was fine. The deck, I think one thing that stands out in my mind is our deck was able to win plenty of games where we didn't draw Morgan. So like we had a functional, cohesive game plan to like put some stats out when Morgan didn't show up. And then we had games like that last one where Morgan showed up and she was pretty reasonable. It's possible that like Shauna and Squirrel Girl are overkill together, but it also meant supercharging death down to 0 is very consistent when we assembled those with Killmonger. It may or may not be correct to work a copy of Mockingbird in here. I don't know what exactly you'd give up though. I guess that's probably the question is Morgan better than playing Mockingbird in this shell? They give you stats in pretty different ways. I feel like the cube equity on her is probably a little bit higher than Mockingbird, since Mockingbird you typically need to play out proactively in this kind of deck because you need to clear your things to make death cheaper.